Okay, today we're going to be reviewing the Spring 21 Ohio State test. So in this passage, or passages, I guess, let me scroll down to it. These are the whole answer keys, so we're going to scroll past that. All right, so we have stimulus for questions 23 to 27. You had to read The Swiss Family Robinson. And here's question 23. Okay, so again, just to recap, we highlight things when we read our questions of where we can find answers and the things that we're looking for. So which emotion does the word lamented emphasize? With great pleasure, I gathered a bag of these berries, knowing how my wife would appreciate this acquisition, for she often lamented that we were compelled to go to bed with the birds as soon as the sun set. And that can be found in paragraph 1. So, this is a 1-point question. It is, excuse me, to determine the word or phrases as they are used in the text, including figurative language and connotative meanings, or to analyze the impact of specific word choices. So, we have who had A, anger, B, confusion, C, denial, or D, dissatisfaction. Keep in mind, just in these kind of questions, just replace that lamented with the word. So first, she often angered, she often confused, she often was in denial, or she was often dissatisfied. So this is a level 2 question on the depth of knowledge on problem solving. And the answer is D. This term has a strong connotation of great disapproval and unhappiness, and the context emphasizes that the wife is sad at the lack of light at nighttime. So pause this screen if you missed this one, and make sure you read your rationale, because again, it's important as we review these things to know why you missed something so that you don't make that mistake on the real test. Question 24. So let's look at the question content standard. This is determining meaning of words and phrases as they are using it in the text, just like the last one. So we're looking at figurative or connotative language. It's a level 2 question on the depth of knowledge. So in this sentence from paragraph 2, the author refers to a nest as wonder. As a wonder. What tone does the word emphasize? Remember, tone are the words that the author uses to set the mood. And now we met with another wonder, a number of birds who lived in a community in nests sheltered by a common roof, in the formation of which they had probably labored jointly. So, again, we can replace that word wonder with these. So who had A, amazement, B, confusion, C, curiosity, or D, uncertainty? And the answer to this one is A. This is one of several words used in the passage, such as dazzling, brilliant, and marvelous, that emphasize amazement. So if you missed this one, make sure you pause on this screen, review the rationale for the answer that you chose so that you know why you missed it, so you can get it right the next time. Question 25. What does the discovery in paragraph 2 reveal about Fritz and his father? So we can find this in paragraph 2. We're looking for a discovery in paragraph 2 that reveals to reveal about Fritz and his father. So this is a level 2 question, and this is analyzing how particular lines of a dialogue or incidents of a story reveals something about a character or propels the action. So who had A, they are impressed by what they have found on the island. B, they have traveled to a variety of places on the island. C, they have spent several months exploring the island. Or D, they are unsure of how to navigate around the island. And this is A. The author emphasizes this by the glowing descriptions the narrator gives of what they found. The narrator emphasizes how impressed they are by noting, "Pressed as we were for time, I could not help stopping to admire this feathered colony." So again, if you missed this one, make sure you pause on this screen so that you can read your rationale. Question 26. Okay, this is a 1-point question. This is 8.3. Again, we are still analyzing part lines of a dialogue, story, or a drama, and how they propel the action or reveal something about a character. So, how do paragraphs 4 through 8, contribute to decisions regarding the island's resources? So, there's something in paragraphs 4 through 8 and how they contribute to the decisions regarding the island's resources. Who had A? The paragraphs compare two important ideas. B, the paragraphs describe a solution to a problem. C, the paragraphs highlight an upcoming obstacle. Or D, the paragraphs provide details about the setting. Scroll down, and this is B. The dialogue reveals that the narrator and his family are lacking good shoes, and then the narrator describes how they will solve this problem by utilizing this resource. This problem solution thinking regarding the island's resources is repeated throughout the passage. So again, if you missed it, please read your rationale, pause the screen, and read. Question 27. Okay, again, this is a two-parter, so we've done this a lot now. Two-parters means you have to get A in order to get part B. You can't get any points if you get part B and not part A. So if you're going to spend any extra time on this kind of question, make it A. So part A, we're going to go over this one first because there's no sense in looking at part B until we know what the answer is to part A, since you don't get any points for that one unless you get A. So A. What does the discussion of rubber in paragraph 8 emphasize about the narrator? So, who had A? He is resourceful. B, he is a skilled woodworker. C, he has traveled extensively. Or D, he misses the comforts of home. Okay, again, we're looking specifically at a paragraph here, paragraph 8. So, this is a two-pointer, and we're looking at textual evidence. So this is just recall of information, and that is A. The discussion of using rubber sap to make boots highlights that the narrator is resourceful. So again, let's pause this video. If you missed it, we'll read the rationale. And to go along with A, the support would have been this sentence that you would have clicked on to highlight. We talked about the catachok, whatever, and new boots with the great delight during the supper. And afterwards, my wife looked with exceeding content at her bag of candleberries, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Had to have that one in particular as the backup. That's the only one you could have had. Question 27. Oops, sorry. That's the same one. So what they do is they give you a rationale for every single type of answer you could have had. So we're going to scroll down because we already went over that. Looking at question 28 next. Okay, this one is the one where we start to read. This one's over the tire reef of Florida proves a disaster. And teens become reef builders. So after you've read that, you have these. So this is a level 2 question. It's 1 point. Cite textual evidence. So which detail from the text is supported by the graphic in passage 1? Now graphic means that you have to look at whatever was on in passage 1, which was a picture. So if we scroll back up, we can look at that picture. In passage 1, the graphic was here. Okay, going back down to that question. Which detail from the text is supported by the graphic in passage 1? A, But decades later, the idea has proved a huge ecological blunder. Little sea life has formed on the tires. C, in fact, similar problems have been reported at tire reefs worldwide. Or D, Governor Charlie Christ's proposed budget includes $2 million to help gather up and remove the tires. The answer is B. The image includes a significant number of underwater tires, but they are not in the reef formation that creators initially hoped. The image includes one fish and nothing that looks like coral amongst a sea of tires. So again, pause this video to read your rationale for the ones that you missed. All right, question 29. This is a one-pointer, level 2. Determine or clarify the meaning of unknown or multiple meanings of words or phrases. So what information does the word hindsight indicate in paragraph 11? So we can find this in paragraph 11. We're looking for the word hindsight. What information does hindsight indicate? Who had A, that history has revealed how destructive the project was? B, that the scientists found ways to correct their errors in time? C, that the consequences of the action should have been predictable? D, that more time needs to pass before the project can be deemed a success? And the answer is A. The word hindsight in paragraph 11 indicates that scientists are able to tell how destructive the project was by looking back on it, whereas at the time they were doing good. So pause that video if you have the wrong answer. Make sure you read your rationale. Question 30. Okay, so in this one, when you see these multi-select boxes, that means you're going to select more than one. So this one tells you have to select 2. So highlight 2. Select 2 sentences that demonstrate how modern marine biologists feel about previous artificial reef efforts. So you had to have 2. I'm going to call these 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So number 1, raise your hand if you had that one. The really good idea was to provide habitat for marine critters so we could double or triple marine life in the area. 2, I look back now and see it was a bad idea. 3, Governor Charlie Christ's proposed budget includes $2 million to help gather up and remove tires. 5, McAllister helped us put together an ill-fated reef project with the approval of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Or 5, the last one, I believe that people were behind the artificial tire promotions actually were really well-intentioned and thought they were doing the right thing. And this is the second option. The marine biologist is reflecting on the disappointment of the previous artificial reef project. You could also have option 5. Students should choose this option because it shows that marine biologists understand the purpose behind the unsuccessful project. So pause the video to read the rationale that you might have missed. And these are all the options that you could have had. We're going to scroll down. Question 31. All right, in this, read the paragraph from passage 2. So we know we can find it in passage 2. Jasmine Jeffers is proud to know a science project she helped float will be around for generations to come. Based on the rest of the passage, why does the author introduce this passage in this way? So this is analyzing the detail the structure of a specific paragraph in a text. So why was this put in here? A, to describe how young people have a growing interest in science. B, to suggest that young people can do the work of a marine biologist. C, to describe how much hard work Jeffers and her friends put into the project. D, to suggest that Jeffers was part of a team that found a way to sustain artificial reefs. And this one is D. This paragraph sets up a detailed description of an artificial reef project created by the Girl Scouts that has thus far proven successful. So read your rationale if you missed this. And I think we're going to have to continue on a part 2 of a video because I'm out of time. So we will continue with 32 next.